Before you scroll away, take one deep breath and listen with your heart open, because this message may explain why your life has never felt ordinary, why you have cried where nobody saw you, carried weight you could not describe, and still felt something alive inside you that refused to quit. Maybe people looked at your life and saw delay, silence, and struggle, but heaven saw shaping, covering, and preparation. Maybe they called you too emotional, too deep, too intense, too quiet, or too much to understand. But what if the very things they misunderstood were the signs that God was building something rare inside you? Stay with me, because this is not just comfort. This is a wake-up moment. This is for the woman who has been stretched, tested, pressed, and still did not break. If your road has felt lonely, if your spirit has carried both pain and purpose at the same time, then do not miss the next few minutes. Because what looked like confusion may have been calling. What felt like pressure may have been preparation. And what seemed like delay may have been God teaching you how to walk in favor, strength, peace, and purpose. Listen closely, because one of these signs may hit your spirit harder than you expect. One strong sign that a woman is favored by God is this: she carries purpose before she carries recognition. Long before people celebrate her, heaven already knows her name. Long before anyone sees her value, God has already placed something precious inside her. That is why hidden seasons can feel so strange. You feel there is more in you, but it is not fully visible yet. You sense a pull in your spirit, but the room around you does not always notice it. Do not confuse hidden with forgotten. There is a difference. A seed under the soil is not dead. It is growing. A woman in a quiet season is not rejected. She is being formed. God often does his deepest work away from applause, away from crowds, away from noise. He builds strength where nobody claps. He grows wisdom in nights nobody sees. He plants clarity in the middle of silence. And many women walk away too soon from the hidden place because they do not realize the hidden place is holy. The quiet season is not empty. It is full of unseen work. It is where your roots go deep. It is where your spirit learns how to stand before your life is asked to carry more. So if things have been slow, if nobody has noticed your effort, if doors have stayed closed longer than you expected, do not let that crush your faith. Sometimes God covers what he loves until it is strong enough to stand in the open. Another sign is that your battles are hard to explain. People see your smile, but they do not know what it cost you to keep that smile alive. They hear your voice, but they do not know how many nights you had to pray through fear, heaviness, confusion, and disappointment just to speak with peace. A favored woman often walks through pressure that does not make sense to other people. Not because God left her, but because what she carries is serious. Trouble does not always mean abandonment. Sometimes it means the fight around your life is revealing the value of what is within you. Pressure hurts, yes, but pressure also shapes. Oil is pressed before it flows. Bread is broken before it feeds. Gold is refined by fire before it shines. So if your life has known strange warfare, repeated resistance, and moments when you kept asking, why does this keep happening to me? Do not be too quick to call yourself cursed. Sometimes the battle is proof that heaven has marked your life with purpose. And hear this part carefully. The enemy does not waste energy on empty things. Resistance often rises near calling. That is why some of your hardest seasons came right before growth, right before wisdom, right before clarity. Stay with me here because this matters. Your pain was not pointless. Every tear taught you something. Every hard season carved deeper faith into your spirit. Every closed door protected you from places too small to hold what God placed in you. A favored woman also carries a holy ability to keep going. She may bend, but she does not break. She may cry, but she does not quit. She may feel tired, but something in her rises again and again, even after betrayal, even after delay, even after disappointment. This is not fake strength. This is not acting like everything is fine. This is the strength God places in a soul that has learned how to lean on him. It is often quiet strength. It does not always look dramatic, but it is powerful. It is the strength to care for others while still healing, to pray when you feel empty, to keep showing up when nobody knows how much it costs you, to smile while waiting for your own breakthrough, to hold your life together while asking God to hold you together too. That is not weakness. That is holy endurance. Look back for a moment. There were nights you thought you would not make it. There were seasons you thought would bury you. There were words spoken over you that could have crushed your spirit. But you are still here. You still believe. You still love. You still hope. That is a sign. Do not rush past it. The fact that you can rise again after loss, after fear, after heartbreak, after pure exhaustion means God placed something strong in your spirit that life could not kill. And if you have been wondering whether you are stronger than you think, the answer is yes. Not because of pride. Because grace has been carrying you farther than your own strength ever could. Another clear sign is that you begin to live by God's timing instead of the world's pressure. This changes everything. The world is loud. It tells women to hurry, compare, prove, perform, compete, and panic. It says you should already be married, already healed, already successful, already noticed, already ahead. But a woman touched by God starts learning a different rhythm. She starts learning that delay is not always denial. She starts learning that waiting can be holy. She starts learning that not every open door is from God and not every pause is punishment. Many women lose their peace by trying to force what God has not released yet. But favor teaches you to trust divine timing more than human timelines. It teaches you to stop measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel. It teaches you to believe that what is meant for you will not miss you. Hear that again, because somebody needs that line deep in your spirit. What is meant for you will not miss you. God is not confused about your address. He is not late. He is not trying to remember what He promised you. If He spoke it, He knows how to bring it to pass. So release the panic. Release the comparison. Release the shame tied to age, milestones, status, and people's opinions. There is peace in moving at heaven's pace. A favored woman may not move fast, but she moves with purpose. And when her time comes, it is clear, strong, and undeniable. Do not click away, because the next sign may explain why you feel so different in certain rooms. A favored woman often carries peace into places that should have made her panic. Not because life has been easy, but because God has trained her spirit to stay steady. There is a difference between wanting quiet and carrying peace. One runs from conflict. The other changes the atmosphere. When she enters a room, something shifts. When she speaks, her words do not just fill space, they settle storms. And even when she says very little, her presence still carries weight. You may be the one in your family who keeps things from falling apart. You may be the one at work who brings calm when everybody else reacts. You may be the one in your home whose prayers hold back things nobody can even see. Do not call that small. Heaven sees it. A peaceful spirit is not weakness. It is power under control. It takes strength to stay kind when others are harsh. It takes maturity to stay steady when emotions are rising. It takes grace to answer softly when your flesh wants to shout. The world rewards noise, but God often works through deep peace. So ask yourself honestly, what follows me into a room? Confusion or clarity? Fear or faith? Tension or peace? A favored woman does not just react to her environment, she helps shape it. And if people leave your presence feeling calmer, safer, and more hopeful, do not brush that off. That may be one of the strongest signs of God's hand on your life. And yes, even that quiet peace can be a form of authority. Another sign is unusual provision and doors opening in ways you cannot fully explain. Favor does not always look flashy. Sometimes it looks like exactly enough arriving at exactly the right time. Sometimes it looks like help showing up before you ask. Sometimes it looks like strength appearing when your body is tired, peace appearing when your mind is overwhelmed, or a door opening that your effort alone could never unlock. This kind of provision is deeper than money. It is the touch of God on your life. Favor often responds to faithfulness, to obedience in small things, to a heart that honors God even when nobody is watching. Many people chase blessing, but a favored woman learns to make room for it through trust, humility, and obedience. She learns she does not have to force every outcome. She learns how to move with God. And when God moves, things happen that logic alone cannot explain. One conversation changes everything. One connection opens the next season. One act of obedience shifts the whole atmosphere around your life. One answered prayer restores what looked gone forever. And do not limit provision to one form. Sometimes provision is wisdom. Sometimes it is timing. Sometimes it is favor with the right people. Sometimes it is protection from what you begged for but were never meant to carry. If you look back and see moments where you should have fallen but were kept, where you should have lacked but were carried, where the answer came in a way no plan could predict, that is not random. That is favor. Walk like God is still your source. Pray like heaven still moves. Expect doors to open in ways that honor Him, not your fear. A favored woman also starts wanting her life to bring glory to God more than attention to herself. This is one of the deepest signs because it changes how she carries every blessing. When influence comes, she stays humble. When beauty shines, she stays grateful. When success arrives, she does not worship it. She understands that favor is not given so she can build an idol out of herself. It is given so people can see the goodness of God through the way she lives. That is why humility becomes so important. Pride pushes grace away, but humility keeps the heart open. A favored woman remembers that every good thing in her life first came through mercy, so she does not have to perform for applause. She does not have to chase validation like it is oxygen. She becomes free, free to serve, free to love, free to obey, free to give, free to be real. In a world hooked on self-promotion, she becomes a quiet light that points beyond herself. Her words lift people, not just her image. Her life helps others see hope, not just her achievements. She knows being seen is never the main goal. Being faithful is. So if your heart has been changing, if you care less about looking impressive and more about living true, if you want your life to mean something deeper than attention, that is a beautiful sign. Favor is safest in the hands of a humble woman, and when God can trust your heart, He often increases what He places on your life. Watch this part carefully, because many women miss this sign while looking for something louder. A favored woman often feels different before she understands why. She may feel out of place in shallow spaces. She may sense things deeply. She may struggle to fit into places that reward image over truth, noise over wisdom, and appearance over peace. She may lose interest in empty attention and feel pulled toward depth, prayer, purpose, and real inner peace. At first, that difference can feel lonely. It can make you wonder if something is wrong with you. But not every feeling of difference is a problem. Sometimes it is a sign that your spirit is asking for more than surface living. God often pulls His daughters away from noise so He can teach them how to hear Him clearly. That means some friendships shift, some rooms stop fitting, some conversations begin to feel too small for the hunger in your soul. Do not panic when that happens. Growth changes your appetite. A woman marked by favor cannot stay comfortable in places that starve her spirit. She may still love people. She may still serve people. She may still be kind. But she knows she cannot live for shallow approval anymore. She begins to value truth over trend, peace over performance, calling over comfort. And yes, that may make your path look different. It may make some people misunderstand you. But do not shrink just to make others comfortable. Do not water yourself down just so they can explain you. If God is making your spirit deeper, let Him. If He is separating you from noise, trust Him. If He is teaching you how to guard your heart, honor that lesson. Sometimes the discomfort you feel in old spaces is proof that your life is moving into a new level of purpose and clarity. There is also this sign: your discernment becomes stronger. You begin to sense when something looks right but is not right for you. You notice red flags earlier. You feel warnings in your spirit before trouble fully shows its face. You become slower to agree with what shines on the outside but feels wrong on the inside. This is not fear. This is wisdom growing. A favored woman cannot afford to be led only by emotion, pressure, beauty, or appearances. She must learn to listen deeper. She must learn the peace that comes with yes and the unease that comes with no. She must learn that not every opportunity is an assignment and not every relationship is a safe place. Very often, God protects a woman through discernment before He changes anything visible around her. He will trouble your spirit before He troubles your surroundings. He will whisper before He shakes the room. So if stronger boundaries have been growing in you, if you have become more careful about what you allow near your heart, your body, your time, your peace, and your mind, that is not coldness. That may be wisdom. A favored woman loves deeply, but she does not ignore truth. She forgives, but she does not call everything safe. She stays open-hearted, but she also stays alert. Some of your past pain trained your spiritual hearing. Some of the things you survived taught you what peace feels like and what danger feels like. Do not waste those lessons. Let God refine them. Discernment will save you time, tears, confusion, and regret. And in this season, that wisdom matters more than ever, so stay with me because the next sign reaches even deeper. A favored woman is also marked by compassion that refuses to die. Life may wound her, but it does not turn her into stone. She still feels, she still cares. She still notices the hurting person in the room. She still has tenderness even after betrayal. And that is powerful because pain can make people cold if they let it. But when God is shaping a woman, He teaches her how to stay soft without becoming weak. He teaches her how to keep her heart alive without handing it to everything. He teaches her how to carry truth and mercy together. That is why a favored woman often becomes a safe place for others. She knows what it feels like to be tired, unseen, disappointed, and still in need of grace. She knows what it means to need one kind word at the right time. So her kindness carries more healing than she realizes. A message, a prayer, a gentle sentence, a simple act of care can carry weight when it comes from a heart touched by God. But hear this too, because this part is important. Compassion does not mean you must carry every burden by yourself. Even strong women need rest. Even those who pour out need filling. Even those who comfort others need God to comfort them. So part of your growth is learning that you are not called to save everyone. You are called to love faithfully and trust God with what you cannot fix. Keep your heart open, yes, but do not neglect your own soul. A favored woman learns how to pour out and then return to the secret place where heaven restores what daily life drains out of her. Another sign is that your private life becomes as important to you as your public life. This is where real depth grows. A favored woman does not only want to look strong in front of people, she wants to be whole before God. She cares about who she is in secret. She cares about the thoughts she entertains, the words she speaks when nobody is listening, the choices she makes when there is no applause attached. This kind of integrity is rare, and it matters because public gifts may open doors, but private character is what keeps you standing when pressure comes. God often develops favored women in the unseen places of surrender, honesty, repentance, prayer, and quiet obedience. He teaches them to tell the truth even when lying would be easier. He teaches them to walk away from what feeds the flesh but starves the spirit. He teaches them to value purity, self-control, and consistency. This does not mean perfection. It means alignment. It means your heart is becoming one thing, not two. It means who you are in public and who you are in private are growing closer together. And if you have been feeling stronger conviction lately, do not fear it. Conviction is not rejection. It is love calling you higher. It is God cleaning what He plans to use. It is the hand of a father who sees your future and refuses to leave you shallow. Some of your deepest preparation is happening in choices nobody else will ever know about. The prayer you whisper in tears, the habit you break in silence, the boundary you keep when nobody would have found out. All of that matters more than you think. And let me speak directly to the woman who feels tired right now. Favor does not mean you never get weary. It means you are not alone in the weariness. It means God meets you there. It means He knows when your smile is brave, when your faith is shaking, when your body is tired, and when your soul needs room to breathe. Sometimes the strongest thing a favored woman can do is pause, breathe, and let God love her without trying to earn it. You do not have to carry yourself like a machine. You do not have to prove your worth through endless effort. You do not have to bleed in silence and call it strength. There is strength in surrender too. There is strength in saying, Lord, I need you again today. Many women were taught how to survive, but not how to receive. Yet favor teaches both. It teaches you to fight when needed and rest when invited. It teaches you to stand strong, but also kneel low. It teaches you that grace is not only for your assignment, but also for your healing. So if you are exhausted, do not assume you are failing. Maybe you just need to return to the well. Maybe you need stillness. Maybe you need worship. Maybe you need sleep. Maybe you need to let go of a pressure God never gave you. Listen carefully here. A woman who rests in God does not become weaker. She becomes clearer. She hears better. She chooses better. She loves better. She stops moving from panic and starts moving from peace. And that shift alone can change every room she enters, every decision she makes, and every season she steps into. If you have seen these signs in your life, even in small ways, do not dismiss them. Maybe you have carried purpose in hidden seasons. Maybe you have survived battles that should have broken you. Maybe you have kept going by grace when your own strength was gone. Maybe you have learned to wait without letting bitterness take over your heart. Maybe you carry peace into rooms that once disturbed you. Maybe doors have opened in unexpected but beautiful ways. Maybe your heart wants to glorify God more than impress people. Maybe your spirit has grown deeper, wiser, softer, stronger, and more alert. These are not random details. They are evidence that God has been at work in you all along. And here is what you must remember now. Favor is not a reason to shrink. It is a reason to rise with humility. Do not hide what God is calling forward. Do not insult your growth by pretending nothing has changed. Do not go back to begging for seats at tables that no longer match your assignment. Walk with peace. Walk with wisdom. Walk with clean hands and a steady heart. Walk like heaven has marked your life for purpose. That does not mean arrogance. It means agreement. It means saying yes to what God says about you even while the world is still catching up. You do not need to force what God has already touched. You do not need to chase what heaven knows how to bring. Keep showing up, keep obeying, keep praying, keep becoming. And when the right moment comes, what was formed in private will carry weight in public. As you move forward from this moment, remember this with all your heart. Your story is not random and your life is not small. Every hidden prayer, every delayed answer, every lesson learned through tears, every hard season that built your strength, every time you chose peace over chaos, every time you trusted God when you did not understand Him, all of it has been part of the shaping. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified because your process looked messy. Grace still covers you. Mercy still speaks for you. Purpose is still alive in you. So rise in faith, rise in truth, rise in the quiet confidence that comes from belonging to God. Let your words carry life. Let your presence carry peace. Let your choices reflect wisdom. Let your private life stay clean. Let your heart stay soft. Let your boundaries stay strong. Let your spirit stay humble. And when old fear tries to call your name, answer it with truth. When comparison tries to rush you, answer it with peace. When doubt tries to shrink you, answer it with what God has already done in your life. You have not come this far by accident. You have been kept, shaped, corrected, strengthened, and carried. So do not step into the next chapter like someone forgotten. Step into it like a woman who has been prepared. Step into it like a woman who knows that even the hard parts were not wasted. Step into it like a woman who understands that favor is not noise, it is the steady hand of God on a life that still says yes.